Hello, hello guys. Hello.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks a lot, Nick. And actually, we could start by just introducing ourselves, just so everybody knows who we are. So, for myself, my name is Glenn Gozawa. I'm out of San Francisco, California. As far as the top coder goes, I've been doing a lot of things with QA and our QAS offering, like in general. I've also been doing a lot of things with our talent as a service offering. We also call it gig work on the community side. So those things I've been focusing on as part of top coder for like the last year now. And I'm going to hand it over to Kelly. She talk a little bit about what she is doing. And she just left. She's
Whoop.
trying to get out of it. Well, in that case, let's just go straight to Varun. I could talk just briefly about Varun before he introduces himself, but he has been doing a lot of competition work, top coder for a little while now. He's
Yep.
actually been doing a lot of our some gig work as well. So he's been doing some work for top coder for clients, like all across the board. So it's great to see him at these TCO finals. So I'd like to introduce Varun. If you just want to introduce yourself, just tell us a little about
Sure.
yourself, and tell us what is the best. Why do you tell us why you love QA? And we all love to hear about it.
Okay, okay. So first, yeah, my name is Varun Agarwal. The whole name. I'm from India, city Delhi, where Glenn actually usually gets to hear a lot of honks. But yeah, okay. So I've been with the top coder from last 1 year now. It's more than 1 year. And yeah, and so not only QA, I have a interest in yeah, that is definitely to the QA line, but yeah, automation testing as well. And apart from this, yeah, I'm a software engineer actually. I'm already working with one of the MNC, and this is something which I do, competing on top coder to earn something extra. And
That's
when I have
awesome.
started, yeah, yeah, when I've started actually, I never thought of that, how much would I make, but yeah, then I
Hmm.
thought
Ended up being
this
pretty
is
good, huh?
this is this is awesome. This is awesome. One of my friends is there actually who introduced me to top coder community. Faraz, Glenn would definitely
Okay.
know. Yeah, so he is also working and been with top coder from last 3 4 years now. And yes, when I started with competing on top coder last year on October, I never thought that there and didn't know that there's some TC or anything or any sort of
Hmm.
open fight. So when I first got the after the quarter, like October, November, December, January, I've got a mail from Jesse, and there's a mail which says that you have win this trip, and I was like this is a spam mail, right?
Is this right? Is this true?
I was like, this is a spam mail, right? Definitely a spam mail. Why, what I've done actually? Definitely, I've been competing, but what is this top quarter open final and all? Okay, done. Then I've been just like, okay, I've just confirmed this from Jesse. Cool. You have actually won a trip. Man, I go, okay, fine. Okay, that's cool. After that, the next quarter, I was again on the top four positions. Then on again on the next quarter, I was on the top four position, and then I actually asked a
Wow.
very stupid question to Jesse that did I actually win three trips or is just one trip? It's like, no, no, it's just one trip. Okay, fine.
Oh, you're just that
But yeah,
good, I guess.
yeah, this has been a journey. Yeah, this has been a journey, and I'm good. I'm like it was very thrilled to like join this 3 hours of competition right now. Everybody was like, there's like too much juggling around.
Oh, actually, yeah. Tell
There's-
us about that. How do you feel about like your experience actually being like at the final? So it is different from not being actually be there like in person, but
Mhm.
it's basically like the same thing. I mean, what do you think about the competition style? What do you think about like the intensity? Like what are your overall thoughts on it?
Overall thought is that when we do the competition in a very normal way, which is like 24 hours and 48 hours, at that time we get some time to know the application, to understand the application, and to find the valid bugs. But right now it was just so rush, right? It's just everybody's just we are just giving any sort of bug. We were just trying to understand the application, but we didn't have too much time. But yeah, so it was actually a bit rush, definitely. But yeah, And the final feeling which I had is, which I really wanted to share right now with you as well, after the challenge phase. Am I audible, right, Glenn? I think your picture is freezed or video is freezed.
Yeah, his sound and video is a little frozen. But yeah, you can keep talking. We hear you.
Oh, okay.
You're good
Perfect,
on the
perfect.
stream.
Yeah. So this is what I thought is, like, in the challenge phase, we actually cannot challenge each other, right? It was a challenge on the bug, but definitely, if someone says that it's not a bug, it's not a valid bug, we
Okay.
cannot say anything. We cannot say anything, right? We cannot comment
Can't
on
discuss
that.
it or yeah.
Exactly, can discuss. There's no argument point. So this is what happened. But yeah, it was a nice experience, I would say. Actually, to complete something within an hour or 2 hour.
Did you feel like was there any like kind of strategy involved for you? Like did you like tackle certain issues first or things that you
Uh,
were more comfortable with?
Definitely, this is what I've said, that like, usually strategy comes when you know something about the application beforehand,
Hmm.
right? But it's just that, when your competition is going to start within like next 15 minutes, you actually cannot make any strategies. Just that, start and understand the application and just start logging the issues, because this is what people are doing. We actually can, but yeah, usually, like, from last 1 year, as I'm been competing on different bug hunts and all, and there's this single bug hunt which usually been like going from last 2 years, which is test for success. There's a teams
Right?
application,
Yeah.
yeah. So that is something like, I do have strategies on that kind of application, because I've been testing from last 1 year, right? I can say that if there's a next bug hunt, I would actually look into this particular functionality to look into. But yeah, definitely not. There's no strategy. The only
No
strategy which I
strategy.
had,
Just go
there's no.
fast.
Yeah, just go fast. And there's the only strategy which I had yesterday is that I took a screenshot of my Chrome version. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, it's just that, so that I don't need to take the screenshot of my Chrome version at the time when I was logging a bug.
That's awesome.
That was the only thing. Yeah.
So did you you felt good about it though? Because I mean, the other cool thing about it is that, you said you pretty much placed in the top three, like all four stages.
Yeah.
Are you
Exactly.
gonna be trying again for next year when hopefully we do this in person?
Definitely, definitely. So I tell you, the confusion which I had initially for this TCO was because I was new, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
confusion which I had is that maybe I would win this trip only when I'll be in the first position or the top four position in all the stages. So I had,
Oh,
yes, I had this confusion, but yeah, okay. Just with the along with the confusion, I've actually been there into the top four on all the all the stages.
right.
After that, on the third stage, I've asked Jesse that, like, do I really need to be on the top one in all the stages to be, or to get the trip? So she said,
Mm-hmm.
no, you have already passed this test. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, I was
stage
like,
one.
fine, okay. So then this is what I'm going to change in this year. I'll definitely,
Awesome.
I've not stressed myself too much right now for the first stage. In the second and third stage, I would definitely try to win a trip.
That's very cool. Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. So take a little break, I guess,
Yes.
and then come back to it, huh?
Exactly.
So were you following the leaderboard throughout the match? How do you feel about your position currently before the final results on Sunday?
Initially, like, I did not actually see that leaderboard, but after that, when I saw the leaderboard. First thing, I could not understand that how it's actually calculating, because it was so rushed. After that, after this is what I've said. Like, the point is that, even if we like log $20 and all are, let's say, not accepted, right?
Right.
So this is what I felt and wanted to share with everyone, is that definitely there should be some way, and there should have been some way, or it's already been gone. Like, we cannot do anything right now, but there should have been some way where we can actually, like, discuss with the challenger who's challenging a bug. Otherwise, there's no point of argument, right? But yeah, yeah.
What were your thoughts on the application that you were actually debugging or
The
discovering
the
bugs
app,
on?
okay, the recruit
Yeah,
app.
yeah.
This is a nice one. Like, when I seen this application, I got to know that, okay, this is how the backend of like, monster.com, this is how it works, right?
Hmm.
This is how the candidates. But it's a nice application. It's very beautifully designed, and very I would say articulated and accurate. It has a very, it has all the videos, help videos on each functionality to go through and
Hmm.
to make someone, a new person, understand that what this whole application is. So I found it very very conceptually created, good one.
Awesome.
And yeah, definitely, I would say, definitely we were testing, but there were not so many bugs actually. So in some places, when we start checking the application on the bug hunts, there's always happened that it actually starts from the very first page. There are a lot of bugs come from the first page. But yeah, it was
True.
well tested. It was, I think, already well tested. That is why this application was in finals.
You are probably right. We actually do have a question coming in
Yeah.
from Harshit, who is watching us.
Mhm.
And he asks, where are you currently working and how much time do you dedicate to Top Coder? Because I know you mentioned that, it's kind of nice to have this extra money here on the side.
Definitely, definitely.
So I guess, yeah, he's a little curious about where you are currently working, what you're doing there. Is
Okay.
it different than what you're doing here at Top Coder?
Yeah, no, no. It's actually, I'm quality analyst in my current profile as well.
Okay.
Yes, and I do automation testing as well. So I'm currently working with the Fidelity International.
Okay. And
Yeah, Fidelity.
are you
Yeah,
using like the same types of applications as well, like Jira and things like that?
exactly, exactly. That is why I was so familiar when I started with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we use Jira and so definitely and other applications as well. And this is what the strategy is all about whenever we test in our company as well, like in our regular project. And the second question which you have asked is that how much time do I give to
Yeah.
top coder, right? So it usually, it's a very structured test for success series, I would say. So we always know that it will come on Wednesday and Saturday, and
I
this is how
see.
we yeah, this is how actually we have I've take up my time to give it on Wednesday and Saturday. So I usually in my records, in my previous records, I usually do not uh, participate in other bug hunts a lot. I only participate in the test for success series from last 1 year,
Okay.
and yeah, this is where I've been, and almost on a very, lot of competition. I've been on the top, on the first position. But yeah, yeah, this is what I do.
Cool. And it looks like we have Glenn back finally. We missed
Yes,
you.
Heyo. Sorry about that, guys.
no
I
problem.
actually thought I was like here the whole
Glenn, you
time, but I
there?
realized
Are
I
you
was
muted?
frozen in the bottom right. Oh, nope, I'm not muted.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Go ahead.
good.
Oh, you do? Hey, Nick, can you hear me?
Ah,
Oh,
okay. I think he's dropped.
oh no,
There.
lost Nick.
Good.
Oh, okay. Oh well, I guess we're still on. So Nick just left.
Oh
Where
no,
did
we're
we leave
good.
off at?
We're
Oh, are you there?
good.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you
let's
are.
do it.
Yeah, let's keep on going,
So
man.
I asked if he looked at the leaderboard before, and he said yes, but he couldn't quite understand it. So I was wondering if you wanted to kind of explain what
Oh
this
yeah, yeah. I mean,
for
like
his sake, I guess.
it's pretty. Actually, are we able to show it here too, or
Let me see if I can pull this up for
yeah,
us. Does this work?
yeah. And
There we
it's
go.
there we go. So it is a little complicated, but it's relatively straightforward once you know kind of like what's going on in the
Mm-hmm.
background. So on this top right here, we have the first phase, like the buck hunt results. So that's basically based off of whatever the severity was, and added to whoever the reporter was. So if the reporter is you and you made a critical functional bug in severity, then that went 10 points to you, and then it keeps on adding from there. So all those points are added on the top left. So the top right, those are, so you were talking about, like strategy and stuff like that. So like the first time you do it, like it's hard to kind of like, see what the strategy is. But as you see here, like Code Jam and like the guys that did the competition last year, like they basically came in with like a pretty strong strategy. So
Okay.
it was they continue to look at the bugs that are being reported in order to see, which ones, am I gonna like challenge like right off the bat? Because if I challenge this one, I'm gonna get 10 points. This guy's in first place, I'm gonna knock him down, because I see, he looked at this many bugs. So that's kind of like that's basically what's happening here with the points and everything like that. So as people, are assigning themselves a bug, which is basically challenging a bug, then those points are taken away from the reporter and given to the challenger. And that is where uh, you don't want to. Well, you don't want to report as much as possible, because if you report too much, that's more points for someone else to take. So what you're going to report is like the best bugs possible, so no one can really challenge them, and then you kind of keep the points. So you don't want to feed the predators, but you also want to, and that's kind of what happened. So you don't want to feed the predators, and that's the predators. Maybe they may have won this, but we're not sure yet. So we're gonna go back and review with all the like our top reviewers in the community. Look over every bug, make sure everything's right, and then we'll see who the winner is on Sunday.
Yeah. And like I am I audible?
Yep.
Oh,
I
okay.
get a little
Perfect.
feedback from Glenn.
Yeah, and this is like I was talking about Glenn, and I've told it to. Uh, Sorry, what's your name? Sorry, Nick, right?
Nick. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so this is what I've told to Nook as well, that definitely a challenger is like challenging the bug, right? And they say that this is not a bug, this is no repro, and this might be a duplicate is fine, but this is a no repro bug or a not a bug. Uh, how we challenge it, like who's the reporter, right? How we can actually discuss that whether whatever you have done, it's there's a change, right? You're understanding. There's no discussion point, right? There's no discussion point. So how we can do it in in this scenario? I think he's gone, Glenn.
Is he? No, he's just deep in thought. He's thinking really hard about your question. He
Is it?
wants to answer it correctly. Uh,
And now he's gone.
yeah. Oh, there he is. He's back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I actually heard everything that you said. You made fun of me. And anymore. So.
Should I shoot up my question again?
Oh no, yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah. So what I was asking is that we didn't have any window for the discussion. What I'm trying to say is that the challenger challenges the bug, and they say that there's a no repro bug or not a valid bug, right? Then
Yeah,
how we can discuss, how the reporter can discuss this,
yeah,
because
yeah. So
definitely they are
there's a
getting
couple
the
ways.
point. Yeah, they are getting
Yeah,
the point of marking it as invalid.
yeah. So it comes down
Mhm.
to what makes for the best type of competition,
Mhm.
what makes for the best way to like execute with speed, and what makes it like challenging and like simple at the same time. So
Mhm.
those are the kind of elements that you want to put into like a competition. So a competition with too many rules, a competition with too much like subjectivity,
Mhm.
kind of bogs things down to like a certain degree. So though for a competition, that makes
Mhm.
sense. Like we actually are thinking of ways of not necessarily a conversation, but like maybe we could do it could be called like a counter challenge or something like that. So like you could re-look at what they said, and if somehow you could prove them wrong, like maybe you could get like additional points or something like that. So we could consider something like that, maybe like going forward. But then it's also about how much time that we have too. So
Mhm.
actually, if we do this next year, I kind of want to extend it like a little bit more, especially if you
Mhm.
get like an application that's relatively like big, and if you never dealt with an application tracking system and you're learning it for the first time, you're already at a deficit, right? So I definitely understand that. But yeah, we could definitely make some changes to it. But it's also about like speed, simplicity. What makes
Definitely,
it fun and what
definitely. But
makes
they
it
can always be a phase
less,
four, right?
less
You can think
subjective.
of a phase four.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
A lot of
But then
different
like yeah,
ways we can
like
go about it.
we're always trying to make it better. It's only our second year doing this.
Yeah.
But then like yeah, man, like it'll every year it'll get better. I can promise you
Mhm.
that.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, guys. I think it's the top of the hour, a little bit after. So I think that'll do it for us for tonight's show. So, Varun, thank you so much for hopping on with us. Thank you for having such a great internet connection or computer, whatever you're running over there. it's playing well with light streams. So kudos to you. It's that's in itself a challenge.
I really love to
You're
hear
into
that
it.
when someone says that my internet connection is so good in India. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
That's great. Awesome. So thank you, Glenn. Thank you so much for coming on and hosting. I know it's late for you. Kelly, I know we didn't get to hear a lot from you, unfortunately, but we appreciate you staying up and probably even later than us. Glenn and I are on the West Coast. Kelly's in Texas, so she's a little bit ahead of us as well. But thank you for staying up and trying to have a conversation with us. We appreciate that. Join us tomorrow, bright and early, at least for us over here. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Top Coder time. It's the UI Design Finals, the final one. We are with at the final 4 competitors are left there. Following that, we will have the algorithm finals. The top 9 will be competing for that top spot to win the championship. That is going to be a really fun one. You won't want to miss it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Good night. Eat your lunch. Go to bed.
Bye
And we'll see you tomorrow or later today, actually. Have a good one. Bye
bye.
bye.